everybody, so it's Friday, so means we get another episode of Harley Quinn on DC Universe. We're about roughly halfway through the season now, because this is episode 6, and there's 13 episodes, so basically about halfway point. We did give that episode last week where it was all about Batman, but of course Harley Quinn and the gang are back in this episode. It's interesting because I say back, but it's mainly a flashback episode. There is some current day stuff in the episode, but I would say primarily the entire episode is a flashback. It is an interesting flashback episode though, because of the whole fact it starts off Harley Quinn and Ivy, they're in the bar, and they notice that the guy behind the bar pretty much looks exactly like Joker, minus obviously the white face and all that stuff, which leads them down the road of reminiscing about Harley Quinn and meeting Joker in the insane asylum, and also meeting up with Ivy, which was also a really cool thing I wasn't expecting them to throw in. They also, the introduction of Ivy and Harley Quinn before she's Harley Quinn. She's Harley Quinzel, the psychologist. I actually thought the exploration of Arkham, even though it was quite brief, was really cool because we do get to see earlier iterations of these Batman villains. You know, Riddler has a bunch of hair. You see Scarecrow in a cell. Ivy, before she kind of cleans up her image a little bit. I mean, she's murdering people in Arkham. It's pretty cool. Just seeing all of these different Batman villains kind of pre where they are in the current timeline of Harley Quinn. Also, there's a lot of Harvey Dent in this episode, pre him actually turning into Two-Face, where he's just a district attorney trying to get elected. He's a real piece of work. You can definitely see as the episode unfolds just how much of a jerk he is and how willing he is to sacrifice others so he can succeed. And he's really good friends with Jim Gordon. This looks like Jim Gordon actually looks pretty good in this. This is more before he becomes like disheveled, I guess you could say. This iteration of Joker and Harley meeting and their relationship blossoming and growing isn't really too vastly different than others that we've seen before. That this relationship stems from Harley has to try and figure out where this bomb is that Joker has, because he has it somewhere and he refuses to let anybody know where it is. He killed the previous psychologist, and she's going to try and kind of get in his head and see if he'll actually admit where it is. It doesn't work out too much at first, just because Joker obviously has the upper hand when it comes to the mental game. And they have like this really crazy, I guess, fight flirting at first. Fight flirting, I think, is the best way I could describe the situation. It goes nowhere, and then Batman appears out of nowhere, and he says he's going to take care of it. And he just beats the crap out of Joker, almost basically recreating the interrogation scene from The Dark Knight. Up until, I guess, the thrown-in little thing that Joker in this universe did kill Jason Todd, so we do know that Jason Todd is dead in this Harley Quinn universe. There are a fair amount of references to The Dark Knight in this. You can definitely tell the writers of this series really like The Dark Knight. I do too. It's one of the best Batman films. Just the fact that Joker throws out the line, "You want to know how I got these emotional scars?" right before he opens up to Harley about his sad origin story, why he's so messed up. Of course, it's a complete lie, because most people know the Joker likes to lie about that sort of stuff. Come to find out later in the episode, that whole tragic backstory he made up about like the father who beat him and then like killed his ferret or whatever ended up being Poison Ivy's story, like Poison Ivy's backstory. Really fucked up that he just took her story. And then after that, he admits that the bomb is in Little Italy, sending Jim Gordon and Batman over to the actual Little Italy place to go look for this bomb. It's not there. Turns out this chef in the actual Arkham, this Italian guy, he put the bomb in him. His nickname was Little Italy, and he uses that to escape with Harley and try to get out of Arkham. Just gotta love the Joker sometimes, just the way that he twists things. I was actually surprised that they actually had Harvey Dent be such a terrible person that he didn't care if the person took the shot killed Harley in the process, because Harley is being captured by Joker as they're leaving Arkham, and he doesn't care about any casualties. He just cares about being elected. But fortunately, Ivy does save the day, since Ivy and Harley did have that budding friendship all throughout the episode. So fortunately, Ivy's a good person and saves the day, and you can just see the relationship kind of start from there. I just really like the relationship between Ivy and Harley throughout this entire season, and also last season. I think that is the strongest element. Who would have guessed, though, that in this universe, the reason why Harvey's called Two-Face is because Harley called him Two-Face as she spit on him and walked away. But yeah, then we finally cut back to present day. They get Dr. Psycho to just read all of that guy's mind to see if he's actually the Joker, if he's reformed or not. He's not actually remembering anything. Because we did see at the end of last season, the Joker did turn human. Turns out he's basically fine, and they just leave him be. They don't kill him or murder him or anything. But they do get abducted by Two-Face at the very end of the episode. And the Joker, or not the Joker, he gets a message with his kids, and he has this maniacal laugh, so maybe there's still a little bit of Joker in there, but I don't know. This is a fine episode. I think as far as, this season is gone, I think this is probably one of the weaker entries. I did like the flashback elements, seeing the origin of these characters and how they became to be. But we're about halfway through the season. I mean, I guess you gotta have to pad the runtime a little bit as far as we're about halfway through the season and we only have Two-Face and Bane left as far as villains for the season. You gotta pad that a little bit. I get why they're doing it, but it was an okay episode. I still enjoyed it though. But this is just my thoughts on the episode. Make sure you leave a comment question down below. What did you think of this episode when you check it out on DC Universe? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you have favorite parts, least favorite parts? Let's talk about it. Ask about all things movies, TV, and all that stuff here. Thank you as always for checking my videos. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like. Hit the subscribe button if you want to keep the reviews, trailer actions, unboxings, and more. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.